I'm Michael Elsey, and this is my slightly bent 2002 Toyota 4Runner.
In the last episode, I bought this 4Runner from my friends at Path Automotive in Trussville, Alabama, because they always have the best pick of Toyotas. Now, I need a good project to fix and resell to make some extra money, so this 4Runner that needs a total frame replacement is the perfect fit for me. I also bought a donor car that I harvested a straight frame from that we will swap onto the good body in this episode, but to do so, I have to have a lift, so I go to my friends at Built to use his. But borrowing his valuable lift comes with one huge challenge.
We gotta do it in 24 hours, mainly because I gotta use this Monday.
I'm gonna go get this other frame ready, and we're gonna come right back here, so let's get going. It's straight and it's not rusty, but there's literally a mouse or rat living in it. It's really dirty. I'm gonna use some PPG paint on this frame to make it. We're gonna protect this thing from future rust the best way possible, but we'll get more into that later. Let's get it clean first.
We start off by intentionally soaking our new frame in degreaser to help break apart the 22 years worth of grease and dirt that is caked onto this frame, not only on the outside but inside of this frame as well, since it is a fully boxed frame. This step is very important before pressure washing because it will greatly help the pressure washing process go much faster and more effective. I then break out the pressure washer and do my absolute best to clean every inch of the new frame to ensure all the debris is off. I want to take a moment to thank you all for watching, and if you are enjoying this content, please hammer down on that subscribe button, share this video with your friends, and hit the like button below. Now that the first layer of grime is gone, I'm going to remove all the small clips, brackets, and lines from the frame. Since this is a two-wheel drive and our green 4Runner has lots of new and upgraded suspension components, none of this suspension you see here will be used, but it must stay connected to this frame so I can roll it onto my trailer and roll it into the shop at Built. So that's why we're not going to worry about cleaning the suspension itself, and we're just going to focus on this frame. I also scrub it down with a red Scotch-Brite pad to remove any stubborn dirt and grime, and this also scuffs the frame to give the primer and paint a good surface to bite into, ensuring that it will not flake off in the future. The only difference between the two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive frame are these transmission crossmember brackets. Since mine is four-wheel drive, I'm having to cut these brackets off and move them a few inches forward. But I don't have the exact measurements, so these will be welded back on once the drivetrain is sitting in the frame, so we'll get to that later on.
Look at that. It was never there. I can move it wherever it needs to go whenever the new body's on and the new transmission cross member's on. So that can go anywhere and be welded on. Cool. I'm gonna put the frame on the trailer and paint it away from all my friends' cars and That way we don't get overspray on everything.
You know, the internet's a weird place.
So a few of you ask, what's up with this Mark II Supra in the background of my videos? This is my buddy Winslow. When did you get this car?
I got it from my dad in '98, and he bought it in 1986. 86. So I rode the first grade, second grade in it, and then he gave it to me as a first car in '98. True one family car. I have window sticker receipts all the way back to 1986. Going to bring a trailer. It is just it's that time. I guess you can't really keep everything forever. I think there's gonna be some people argue about that in the car community, but I think it's time to move on to other cars. So ooh, this one's going up.
If the listing's live, I'll put a link in the description if you want to check it out. It's absolutely beautiful. I hate he's selling it, but I know what he's doing. And since you were asking, there you go. We're about to go to a land where frames can be swapped.
Clearly, I easily and effortlessly pushed this frame up on the trailer, and then I moved it far away from the other cars in the shop so I can paint it with some nice primer and PPG black paint without having to worry about getting overspray on all the other cars in the shop. This will not only look beautiful, but it will protect the outside of the frame from rusting. And again, I will not be using any of this suspension you see here, so I'm not worried about getting any overspray on it. Therefore, I'm not gonna waste the masking paper. Now that the frame is painted, I haul it downtown to Booserville, where all this has to go down in a very fast-paced 24 hours. And it's now 4 p.m., so we need to have this done by 4 p.m. tomorrow.
Welcome to Booserville. This is better than using a tree to lift the body off because he has lifts in here. What's the plan? You didn't like my idea of using a tree. I feel like if I ran a rope from there to there, like a huge ratchet strap, I could pull the body up.
No, I figure what we'll do is we'll take the body off of that one and put it on that one.
Okay, so let me make sure I got that right. We take that body and put it on that frame, or did I mess something up?
No, we just pick it up and put it down. Easy peasy. I can't
That's
wait.
famous last words.
Oh, what I prefer to say is, what's the worst that could happen?
I can think of a few things. 413. 413. We're getting the harness and stuff out of the way and battery. We actually have a good plan now. What was the plan again?
We're gonna take all this stuff apart and then put it back together. Mainly just pull all this stuff, battery, harness, the small stuff here. Radiator's gonna stay, AC's gonna stay. We got a few things to do inside just to get it ready to lift the body, but bare minimum, pretty much how they put it together from the factory.
Yeah, like assembly line style. It has to be out of the shop because they have a ton of work coming in Monday, and
yeah, it's gotta go. Corporate don't know we're here.
officially label this 24-hour body swap.
I think we can do it in less.
Really?
We'll see. I am hyped. This is all hype here.
We continue on as Daniel unplugs the engine wiring harness from the computer that is located under the dashboard, and I pull it out under the hood so it can stay plugged into the engine. That will save us a ton of time not having to unplug absolutely everything from the engine. I then move on towards removing the airbox, battery, throttle cable, and other various hoses and wiring that connect the engine to the body. It also helps a ton having Daniel here, who is an absolute master of Toyotas. I want to give him a huge thanks for all the help on this project.
We got a good start on it, but to make sure we don't miss anything, Boozer made us a list. Let's go over that.
Oh,
Hey, that's my 8.6? No.
wrong list here.
Yeah, we'll have to edit that out.
Just got the body mount bolts, filler hose, brake lines, trans cooler. We're gonna leave the AC compressor. AC is gonna stay charged, and the e-brake cable and fuel. I think maybe another hour she'll be off.
All right, and what time is it?
5:14.
Okay, I don't remember what time we started. I'll have to go back and look at the video, but
About 4:15.
yeah, 4:15.
We're
So
an hour in.
yeah, we're rolling now. Keep on hustling. Check this out. Snap-on makes these. I call them Weeble Wobbles because they wobble, but it's like a 10, a 12, all built into the extension. This is really speeding things up when you hang out with people who actually, you know, do this a lot more than me. You find these cool tools.
We are quickly reaching our first goal of lifting the body off within the next hour. Surprisingly, not much interior is removed for this job, but there are some body bolts hidden in the rear trunk, or whatever you're supposed to call this rear area of an SUV.
If we get the power steering pump out of the way, kind of move it, and when we lift the body, it'll be out of the way.
We're gonna get more pizza. It's on me. I got you, buddy. We made $5 billion this year and you get pizza. Thank you for your contributions to Elsia Corp.
Everything is going very smooth and parts are flying off the car. There's 3 of us attacking this thing, making everything happen very fast, but it's not long till tragedy strikes.
What happened, Zach?
All right, so there's 3 of us. So we're not gonna say who did this, but it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
The socket's stuck in between the frame rail and the AC compressor, and we need it to get the other bolt off. This is a huge problem. All hands are on deck. Don't make fun of us in the comments. We are professionals. Let's get that bolt out.
But it's on dowels.
Oh. Oh my God. It's almost out. Oh, twist it, twist it. Hey, victory. We should open up a garage together. This is fun.
Heart car.
You heart car?
I heart car.
Do you fix on cars?
I fix on cars.
This is fun. That socket's not coming out. Hey, thanks Rutledge Wood for helping with the frame swap on the 4Runner. Yeah, that's Rutledge Wood. It's really him. So we have a very stubborn wire clip, so I think we got it. All right. Yes! All right, what's the time? What's the time? 7:30. Okay. Dude, that's not bad. This by myself would be next week, you know? Oh, man. Huge transmission and transfer case. Wow. Look at this thing.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh my God. Like, this is supposed to be straight up and down right here. What the heck? Did Bigfoot step on it? Okay, and look at this one. See, this is flat, and that's not blown out. This whole thing's like blown backwards. What the heck? How did that even happen?
Bigfoot. We'll fix it.
Look at this man. I guess moment of truth. Let's check the condition of the underbody. The frame looks beautiful. The body looks really good. That's a new radiator. That thing's huge. It's a Sears Tower of radiators. How cool is this? Wish we could dry ice blast this thing right now. It really doesn't need it. I mean, this is just dust. It sucks. Look how solid this frame is. It's just bent.
We're doing a lot of work for a little repair.
Yeah, like, I mean, technically that could be repaired, but I'd rather not. Boozer and Zach are gonna stay here, phone set up. He's about to strip down what's left of this frame because we're not using any of that suspension. I have to go home to a baby that needs to go to bed and a very pregnant wife. Yes, I'm having a second child, and I need to go be there for them real quick. So the guys are gonna continue on, and then we'll be back in the morning and
Slap this thing together.
dude, yes. You like Toyotas?
A little bit.
Okay, somehow we just all have Toyotas. This is the dream, right? Just freaking working with the boys. So thank you guys.
Zach and Boozer stayed a little longer to go ahead and pull all the old suspension off the replacement frame so we'd be ready to swap everything over first thing in the morning. With them staying late, our 24-hour goal appears to be possible. I can't thank these guys enough for coming through and helping me with this project.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is 8:13 a.m. and we're kicking the clock back off. Hey man, when you said corporate said we had to be out, who's corporate?
I am.
We're gonna dive back in. Everything has to come off this frame and go on that frame.
That is the plan.
All right, good deal. Well, thanks to my mom's sister, we have 10 pounds of chocolate chip cookies. I think the 24-hour challenge is still relevant, so.
Yeah, even with our 8-hour nap.
A little 8-hour nap, we needed it.
After we consume our breakfast of champions, we waste no time pulling the engine, transmission, and transfer case off our bent frame as one complete assembly. This way it saves a ton of time and there's no reason to split all this apart.
I'm clueless. Look, this is just pushed way back.
Unless the rack pulled it back like a side impact.
Yeah, so the rack is doing that, so no wonder it drove so crazy. Everything's replaced over here, so Boozer brought that up. He thinks it got hit on the wheel and the rack yanked this piece back. That's pretty thick, but it's possible, and then they replaced everything but didn't fix that. Do you think the frame is fine? It's literally just this bracket?
Very possible.
Ooh. I'm gonna measure it. I'm gonna measure this frame because if this frame's good, then someone's gonna need it. They just have to find that bracket. And as you see here, our transmission cross member is up here. Remember, the one I cut off was back here close to this mount.
Next on the list is to remove the fuel tank, rear end, and all the suspension and get it ready to swap over to the new frame. Again, all these parts are coming off as whole assemblies, so we don't need to take apart the whole rear end or separate anything.
Old Mike out there being a businessman, talking on the phone while I'm in here working.
So this is where our steering rack was, the scene of the crime. This is just kind of chilling in there.
Looks very GM to me.
Yeah, someone slotted that bolt. Is that normally slotted? Okay, and someone, are those factory Toyota welds? No, you could have fooled me. We're kind of dissecting this front axle assembly to be able to get it out, just to make it easier and faster, because this is a lot to snake out of there.
Unfortunately, we're not able to drop the whole front end down as one assembly like we were the rear end. So we're gonna have to separate the shocks, control arms, steering rack, and the differential itself to be able to remove it from this front end.
And there we have it, a frame stripped bare. It is 10:43.
This is build your own 4Runner. We have all the bits and pieces. It's kind of like one of those little models. You just got to break it out of the plastic and put it together.
That's it, just, you know, big kid Legos. I feel like this is a Top Gear episode. Like, do we have to assemble this out in the desert now or something? I don't know if you could tell from the video, the exhaust is giving us some trouble, which is known to be exhausting work. Okay. So while both frames are bare, it's a good time to measure. So we know this frame's good. So I'm gonna just take some really basic measurements, and I'll like triangulate as well. But this is at about 32 3/4. I'll go over here, and this is at about 32 1/4. Uh-oh. This frame might be worse than we thought. So those strut towers are pushed tighter on the top.
That would explain that left side, the right side impact.
Yeah, like, so I guess when that one got hit, it drove that tower over. That frame, I guess, is not as straight as we thought. No big deal. This is why we're replacing the whole frame though, right? Because who knows what else is bent. 25 7/8. And where were you at?
Right.
Okay, and this is actually a little wider. This is 26 1/8. So there's something going on with that frame. You had pizza twice yesterday, so pizza's out.
Not necessarily.
You're a wild man. Now we're officially donezoed with this frame.
We are now in full-on reassembly mode where everything we already did is reversed and put back on the replacement frame in the same order we removed it. This should be very simple, but it appears we're about to have one big costly setback.
The rack won't go on. We got our new bracket from the used frame, and it won't go on. Our steering rack is bent. See, our bolt lines up perfectly here, and look how far out it's back. So it's tweaked really bad. Sounds expensive.
It's on the way. They had one down the street. So, back in business.
Are you serious?
It's on the way. They're even going to deliver it. Got something for you, Mike.
That was what, like 15 minutes? Hey, and it's got new bushings in it because ours were a little worn.
Yep.
Reman rack. How much do you trust reman racks? You think it'll be all right?
If not, it's got a warranty.
Yeah, we do got the warranty. So
This is the only one we can get today.
you being centrally located in Birmingham is a big plus here. We just got the rear buttoned up. The rack showed up, so we're gonna get the rack swapped out. Then all we got left is fuel tank, exhaust, and then this guy.
Now that we have the engine and transmission reinstalled, it's time to properly cover the fuel tank with a fireproof welding blanket, locate every fire extinguisher in the shop, and weld in our transmission crossmember brackets where they belong. Let the bodies hit the frame. Let the bodies hit the...
The frame is on the body. We did it.
We did it. Well, Scott helped.
Scott helped, the bumper man, and he's wearing the right PPG t-shirt.
You know, it's actually body on the frame.
It's body on frame.
It's the body on the front.
The
It's
body
not
is
frame on the body.
on the frame. If the frame was on the body, that means we're upside down a little messed up. Yeah. That's only for Jeep people. Toyotas don't flip.
Now it's time to reinstall the drive shafts and everything else that we have to hook up under this 4Runner because we are running out of time. It is almost at our 24-hour mark.
All we have to do is hook up the shifter cable and we're good to fire this thing up.
Just don't know if you're gonna make it.
I mean, if we miss it by a minute, I mean, we took a couple.
Okay, we're gonna let it slide this time. Since y'all provided the cookies.
Okay, the cookies bought us at least a couple more minutes. You got the pen for that, or you may find it? All right, what time is it? 4:34.
5 minutes over.
5 minutes over? I mean,
Okay, 4 minutes.
4.
The key is not in the switch yet.
Oh, it's in there. All right, come on. Wipers work. Hey! 24-hour and 4-minute 4Runner swap. Yeah, and all we gotta do is put the front bumper on. Just for further proof, 435.
Okay, we're gonna let you slide this time. Winner.
Winner. All right, we've been audited, we're good. And we took an 8-hour nap in the middle of this, so really hands-on time, I'll have to add it up, but we're gonna finish up a couple things. Look who showed up just in time to get a whole bowl of, oh my God, that's not cereal, those are chocolate chip cookies.
It's for my dog.
Oh, for your dog, okay, sure.
All right, see y'all.
All right, bye. All right, everybody, it is 5 o'clock. Boozer has a date. We're gonna go home. We're gonna come back fresh tomorrow and just lay eyes on everything, make sure we're not missing anything.
We come back in fresh the next morning to double check our work, bleed the brakes, and top off all the fluids.
All right, we just pulled out of the shop, going for our first test drive.
Let go of the steering wheel.
Whee!
So much better.
Oh yeah, it's not. It was a near-death experience every time you hit a bump at any sort of speed, especially anything over 30 miles an hour felt like instant death. So let's give it a shot. All right, that one's fine.
It's not bad.
Here comes a big one. Oh, nothing happened.
Go to these railroad tracks.
You want to put these Bilsteins to test?
Let's do it.
All right, we'll know on these tracks. Let's go. Is there a train? Dude, it's actually really smooth. All right, so are those shocks and springs worth it or what?
Oh yeah, always.
We're good now. That ride's so nice. These are really nice shocks. Dang it, I don't want to sell this thing now.
Huge thanks to Daniel and Austin at Boozerbuilt for letting me use the shop, help me with the repair, and they even took it to the alignment shop for me, and Austin labeled this the nicest riding 3rd gen 4Runner he's driven in quite some time. Now it's time to head home for one more rust prevention technique before taking the car to a potential out-of-state buyer.
Last step, 3M cavity wax 08852, and these applicators are very important. Those are 08851. This will keep this 4Runner from rusting. First step, put the very long ramrod on. Second step, we're gonna take this and find a good hole in the frame rail and slide it through and spray it, because when we spray it, watch what happens. It gives it a 360-degree spray pattern, and this special wax will go all through the frame rail, coating the entire frame rail, so that way it'll prevent it from rusting from the inside out, since we can't thoroughly get paint inside of there. So that's how we're gonna do this. So all you have to do is stick it in there, and that's how you know you're getting good coverage, when it starts coming out of the side. Work our way up to the front. A little tip: when you're done, flip it upside down and spray it till it just sprays air, so that way you clean the tube out so it doesn't clog up the tube.
Giggity.
Sorry for all the background noise. Lots of yard work going on here in the burbs. The 4Runner's loaded up and officially home, but I'm not gonna unload it because I believe I've just struck a deal with a potential buyer. Oh, let's saddle up and head on out. I actually kind of like being on the road, connecting with nature. All right, I've just unloaded the 4Runner at this very special person's house. What's your name, sir?
You're supposed to say I'm at a secret location. My name is Rutledge Wood, and I'm a Toyota enthusiast, proud Toyota partner, hashtag. And I'm gonna be the new owner of this beautiful 2002 4Runner. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
Dude, you are the perfect person to get this 4Runner. 138,000 mile rust-free third gen that has just been gone through completely by every shop in Birmingham, but me and Boozerbuilt put the final touches on it, so we made sure everything's tip-top.
I was a little nervous because we're friends and I've been following along. I saw you hack up the other one. I saw everything that was going on, but then I saw how good a shape this was actually in. And if you know the value of these third gen 4Runners at all, your buddy that you bought it from, he was right. Like, in this condition, these things can sell for 12, 13, 14 grand, even more, depending on the mileage, depending on the setup. This thing's fantastic. It's not perfect, but now it's as close to perfect as you could find for one with what I consider to be low miles. Now, I don't know if you can tell, just a minute ago, I hit the bumper with the torch, so I got a little bit of stuff. It's kind of already changing back.
It's looking better already, and it's only been here a few minutes.
Yeah, pretty good, right?
Yeah, so I mean, dude, like I could tell you were worried about it because, you know, we literally had the whole frame off, but
sure, understandably I was concerned when you swapped the frame.
I understand, but
you did a great job.
We had multiple sets of eyes on everything. The alignment came out perfect. It drives great, it's quiet, it's smooth. It's a very rare color that just so happens to be my favorite. We got the running boards back on. It looks so much more complete. I'm stoked you got it, and it looks really cool, obviously next to the GR Corolla and all that.
I do want to say, because Michael's my friend and it's important to bust each other, we heard a little noise on the test drive.
Oh, come on.
And he was like, oh, I think that might be a tiny little piece of the inner fender liner. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. And I thought at first it sounded like a wind noise, and I heard it more and more. So we pull over at a church parking lot. He just rips this little section off. He's like, okay, we're good to go now. It's like, fantastic.
Hey, you forget. I think we met at a drift track. So
That's true.
Let's be, you know who I am. All right. I wasn't even going to tell anyone, but yeah, we have.
Look, that's the real part of this stuff. Like,
so,
we're
you
just
know,
real people here.
There's yeah, so the fender liner isn't perfect. The thing's not perfect. We successfully made a profit. How much money did I take you for?
Well, here's the thing. You gave me a great deal. I know that this on the street would sell, because I just was chasing one a couple weeks ago, anywhere between, it's kind of like 11 to 14.5, kind of depends on what people want, little details. Of course, like, this needs an antenna, the sunroof needs to be fixed. There's a couple little things, but I was happy to help you make a profit. 10 grand I thought was fair. I'm also throwing in some parts that I don't need as much anymore because you have helped me with all my SUPRA stuff. So it's really like a pay it forward move on that side. But
yeah,
it's a great price. It's a great vehicle. It's going to be perfect for what we need it for. I hope my 16-year-old's going to love it. And if not, we'll put a lift on there at your shop in the future and some bronze wheels, and we'll take it off-road. So either way, it's a winner.
You're taking me back to Top Gear. I believe episode 4, season 6, 30 seconds in.
It was the yellow 4Runner that we put the exoskeleton on. That poor thing had never seen wet grass before, and I took it on the Rubicon Trail. Had a great time right up till I sheared the motor mounts completely off.
Oh.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Candy.
R.I.P. I don't know if that was the exact season or episode, so please don't correct me in the comments.
Yeah. You know, it's like Stevie Wonder once said, free bird.
Yeah, I love that song by him.
Me too.
Those SUPRA parts, we will be seeing the parts I got from him here soon, because I have a friend that needs some SUPRA parts, and I'm going to take care of him. So this is all being paid forward multiple times.
I just want you to know, there's no one else that I would let have my OEM brand new in the box Mark IV Supra hood besides you.
Thank you.
It's only because you convinced me I don't need it.
It's a deal. You don't. Your hood's fine. It's just some rock chips. Did you see what I did to the rock chips on the Million Mile Lexus? Come on, right?
Looks great.
Come on.
I'm following along. Hey, make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with your friends. Make sure you're following me as well. I'm also on the YouTubes. You can
Yep.
find me.
Link in description. Y'all know the drill. Go check out Rut's content, and we're out of here. Woo!
That's right.
See y'all next time.
Woo!